Alright, so welcome back to the course Learn Blockchain. This is the second part of how mining work, and in the last video we left right here. We learned about the nonce. We knew that we can control the hash with the help of nonce, or we can vary the hash of the block by varying the nonce value. So in this video we will understand how it relates to the mining. So first thing you must know that hash is a number. Here we have a hash, a complete SHA-256 hash. It's a 64 characters number that take 256 bits of memory. The characters are hexadecimal number, so if you convert this hexadecimal number into decimal, we will get this value. In decimal it's quite longer as it has only 10 characters, that is 0 to 9, whereas in hexadecimal system we have 16 characters, 0 to 9, then A, B, C, D, E, F. So hexadecimal is preferred over decimal. Similarly, if we consider binary system, it has only two characters, 0 and 1. So it will take much more longer to represent the hash. So in hashing, we use the hexadecimal number. So now we know that hash is a number. What does that gives us? Why is it so valuable? Well, since we know that hash is a number, we can illustrate it. We can draw hashes. Here we draw a pool of hashes. This pool contains all the possible hashes. At the bottom, we have the smallest one, and at the top, we have the largest one. Since we are using the hexadecimal system, the smallest one will be 64 zeros, and similarly the largest one will be 64 Fs. The number goes on increasing from bottom to top. Now we can use this pool as a map and see where the hashes fall on this pool. If we consider this hash, it will fall here, and if you consider this hash, it will fall around here. And this one, since it's smaller, it will fall downward. Now we will learn how mining work. So in the blockchain algorithm, there is some sort of target set for the miners to accomplish a certain hash. Let's say we have a target set over here. The way target work is any hash higher than the target won't be counted. That means if you found a hash for a block that is above this target, it won't be counted. In order to be included in the blockchain, it must be below that target. And note that this target is just imaginary. It's just for the challenge, or you can say difficulty levels for miner to mine the block. So here let's say the miner found this hash. It won't be counted as it lies above the target. Similarly, this hash also won't be counted. But if he had found this hash, it falls below the target. Bingo! The hash will be accepted and he will be allowed to create a block with that hash. This is the condition when you can say that miner has successfully mined the block, because he has found the hash. So this is how mining works in high level. We will see in detail in a while. Before we move, if you are having difficulty in visualizing the target, I'll give you a tip. A good way of visualizing the target is in terms of leading zeros. The more the leading zeros, the number will be small, and the less leading zeros mean the number will be large. So think of leading zeros when visualizing the target. Let's say we have the target and it has 4 leading zeros. It will be easy to visualize forward. Now if we look back to our previous video, we have this block, and this block has block number, nonce, data, previous hash and hash. And you already know that the field that can be changed to get hash is only the nonce. So if you plot the hash in the map, that is hash pool, it will be somewhere over here. Now if we change nonce, the new hash will fall here. If we keep changing the nonce, we will get different hash values. We will continue this until the hash values fall below the target. So all you do is keep guessing the nonce value that gives the hash below the target. And that's essentially what the miners do. Miners just sit around and keep changing the nonce value until they get the hash that is below the target. And once they do generate the hash below the target, let's say this nonce value generate the hash that is below the target, then that's it, they win. A lot of miners compete with one another to generate the hash, and the first one to generate the valid hash that is below the target wins. Then he is allowed to add block to the blockchain, and then he will also get the mining rewards. That's when the block is accepted by the blockchain and added to the chain. Rest of the time, those miners keep changing the nonce value with the hope to guess the valid hash. Once the block is added, the same process is repeated for the next block and so on. There is an important thing about hashes, and that is avalanche effect. Remember, we discussed in the earlier videos about this. If you change the input just a tiny bit, the hash will be a whole different thing. So here we can see that for this nonce the hash will be this, and it falls over here. If you increment the nonce just by 1, the hash is completely different, and now it falls here. So what I mean is, no one can predict the pattern of hash generated. Not until now. SHA-2 physics hasn't been cracked yet, and hope not in future too. Lot of attempt has been performed and being performed to crack this algorithm. So the miners need to change the nonce value one by one until a valid hash is generated. So we know why avalanche effect is very important in hash. It is the reason why all those miners compete to find the valid hash. Hashing algorithms needs to be one way, it shouldn't be reverse engineered, and of course it should have this avalanche effect. So this is how mining work. You just need to keep iterating the nonce until you get the valid hash, that is hash below the target. Then you get to add that block, or whoever first get the valid hash gets to add that block and claim the reward. And it repeats for the next block. Alright, so now you must be able to tell how mining work. I hope you are enjoying this course, and I'll see you in the next video.